Good day, everyone. This is Sir Don, and welcome to another learning session for Purposive Communication. Today, we're going to discuss local and global communication in multicultural settings. So, at the end of the learning session, you will be able to determine culturally appropriate terms, expressions, and images which are sensitive to gender, race, and class, and etc. These are very important, that we have to be respectful with others' culture, that we attain and obtain and exercise multicultural and cultural sensitivity. Number two is, or letter B is, identify local and global communication issues observed in a multicultural setting. So we are going to have the lens and the bigger context of society, when it comes to local and even global communication and involving different cultures or multiculture. Okay, but I would like to discuss about a term. I would like to introduce the term sensi ordinary. Sensi ordinary is a mixture of the word sensitive and ordinary. It says here that we have to be sensitive, and it has to be ordinary when it comes to or towards to being sensitive to others, being sensitive and respectful towards feelings, culture, and beliefs of other people, because we can create, or we should create, mutual respect between each other. It has to be that we have to be culturally sensitive, and it has to be ordinary. It should be practiced. The reason why sensi ordinary, the combination of being sensitive and ordinary, is being introduced. In being sensi ordinary, in local and global communication in multicultural settings, we need to understand and develop comprehension of terms that we have to be exercised. And in light of that, we are going to still use definition and description, applying the modified Fryer model for this session. Okay, you are asked to read local and global communication in multicultural setting. You have to identify the main ideas of the text, which is the content of our session for today, and you have to define and describe them, filling out the modified Fryer model. Okay, there are activities, or here are the activities that you have to do for today's session. Okay, the 8.2 activity, the table 1 for multicultural communication, table 2 for intercultural communication, B.2 skill building activity 1 for situations, B.3 skill building activity 2 for the local and global communication issues, and the check for understanding. Okay, do not worry, I'll be guiding you on this notion. Okay, for 8.2 activity, to start, I have here flags. Okay, and these are flags from different countries. Now, I want you to cite something positive and famous about these countries. I would like for you to write short description below each flag. You may use your phones or the internet for you to answer this. Okay, now, after that, let's have this. Okay, traveling across cultural bridges. That is the article for today. Understanding local and global communication in multicultural setting. Okay, multicultural means that there are lots of different kinds of people living together, and we need to understand and respect people's beliefs and culture and ways of how things gets done in them. We have to remember that though we are different, we have to celebrate this diversity. And just because the practice or our practice is different from others' practice doesn't mean that they are less and we are more, or they are inferior and we are superior. Again, we have to maintain a mutual respect, understanding for each of the cultures. Okay? So when you say multicultural, it means that there are different kinds of people living together in one place. Okay? The difference might be about their backgrounds, languages, and traditions. And makikita natin yan sa lahat ng mga lugar. For example, cities, schools, and workplaces. For example, in our school, There might be students who are Muslims. Might be students who speaks Tagalog, Ilocano, Kapampangan, okay? And there are different traditions along with this subculture or a smaller culture. And we are living in the same place, or we are studying in the same, or you are studying in the same institution. That is what you call multicultural. Okay. Another example would be your barangay. Your barangay or your community is a multicultural community because it comprises of people with different backgrounds. There might be different languages and traditions, different religions, for example. Some might be Iglesia ni Cristo, some might be Baptist, some might be Catholic, etc., and Christians. So this is the definition of being multicultural. Okay. Now, under being multicultural, there is what you call intercultural communication. Intercultural communication happens when people from different cultures talk to each other. So, yung ibang tao na may iba-ibang background, language, at tradition, nag-usap, nakipag-communicate, that is what you call intercultural communication. Now, we keep on saying multicultural, interculture, but what culture is ba? Okay, culture is like a group of people who share similar beliefs and knowledge. Okay, you have to understand that the word culture is connected with the word similar. Okay, ito yung mga grupo ng tao na may pare-parehas o pagkakapare-parehas ng beliefs and knowledge and traditions and languages and even religion. Okay, so that is culture. Now, under culture is a big concept. There is what you call co-culture. Co-culture is the smaller groups of people within big culture. For example, okay, sa Luzon, okay, pare-parehas or may pagkakapare-parehas by and large in terms of our traditions, in terms of our culture. Pero yung Luzon ay mahahati pa sa iba't ibang region, sa iba't ibang co-culture. For example, there is Central Luzon. No, sa Central Luzon, meron pang iba-ibang provinces, may iba-iba pang mga cities, municipalities, and communities. Ito ay tinatawag nating co-culture because this is under a bigger culture. No, and though they have expressed something that is common, like race or religion, itong mga co-culture na ito ay merong may mga pagkakaiba-iba. Okay? And may pagkakapare-parehas din. And we have to take note that itong pagkakapare-parehas at pagkakaiba-iba na ito should be grounded in cultural sensitivity, understanding and respecting where people came from and different cultures, and respecting despite of the difference. Okay? Next, another example of co-culture is Christianity. Under the religion, Christianity, okay, you can deduce Christianity into culture or co-culture. Like sa Christianity kasi, merong Catholic, merong born again, merong Baptist, merong Christian, merong INC, for example, and a lot more. So these are smaller culture or co-culture under a bigger culture. Okay? And when we talk to multicultural setting, kapag tayo nakikipagtalastasan, pag gumagawa tayo ng intercultural communication, of course, we should use language and practices that are respectful and fair to everyone. Okay? For example, kung alam mo na palang hindi kumakain ng pork ang mga Muslim, why would you offer them pork? For example, kung alam mo na palang hindi kumakain yung mga INC ng dinuguan, bakit kailangan mo pa silang pilitin? For example, na kumain or tumikim man lang. So this is not something that is culturally responsive and sensitive. We have to be careful not to say or do things that might offend people from different cultures. Kasi nga, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, iba-iba tayo ng paniniwala, iba-iba tayo ng understanding. In conclusion, dapat tayo ay magkaroon ng understanding and respect sa pagkakaiba-iba nating lahat. Being sensitive to other cultures, using fair language, can create a world where everyone feels included and respected. Now, it's your time to answer the modified prior model. Now, for the word praise, I want you to answer okay, or to expound more on the word multicultural and intercultural communication. Okay, you have to define, give the characteristics, examples, and its importance using the modified prior model below. Now, for that's it for our lecture. Now, I would like you to look at the activities here. No, there are given situations, and in that context, ano yung kailangan nyong gawin or dapat ninyong gawin or maalam na gawin considering that you are culturally sensitive people. Okay? Just have your exemplifications in the second column. What will I do? Okay? And then for the next activity, you have to cite at least 3 different local and global communication issues or scenarios that you have observed in multicultural setting. And lastly, for the check for understanding, you just have to say yes or no for these particular given context and situations. Today, we have discussed local and global communication in multicultural settings. Do not forget to do your activities, and it will be passed using the check portion of this website below. Just click the link or the praise to continue and submit your work. This has been Sir Don. Thank you so much.